Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Professor Messer and
Evan Martin, what's going on?
we just finished day 2 of Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina. Had a pretty great day, and we want to do this video talking about the new TMNT series from IDW. Got some great issues. Let Evan start out with. We both took our first 10 issues of the series and got them signed today by Duncan. He does all the interior art. He's an awesome dude, really nice. Let's pull up some of those sweet issues and take a look.
Yeah. If you're a fan of TMNT, whether it be comics back in the 80s or maybe even the 80s cartoon, even the newer cartoons, if you're just a fan of TMNT at all, you will really like this. If you've not read it, you need to pick it up. It's great. It's got a really old school feel to it, especially in the beginning. But yeah, they're all really good. The covers were done by Duncan. Really good art. Pretty sweet. This is the newest one to come out. Cool little piece of info about this is this, I met him today. This is actually the original cover to this. As you can see, it's got the flowing scarf in the wind, the glowing eyes. There's a little bit of color changes. He said that he really liked the design for this because not only did he draw it, he actually did the coloring on it himself. And whenever he took it to IDW, they were like, and then they showed it to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was like, we don't really like the scarf blowing in the wind or the glowing eyes. It kind of upset him, he said, but it's whatever. But you can tell the difference there. I personally like this a lot better. I think it's pretty cool.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I just thought I'd show you that.
Yeah, we learned a lot about the production process. Really, it's a pretty delicate balance between Kevin Eastman and Nickelodeon and all the writers, because as you would know as reading through the series, the micro series are really important parts to actually the main storyline too. And so collaborating with all the side artists and writers that did those series is actually pretty difficult. Here's a shot of the first 5 issues of the micro series, signed by cover artist David Peterson. And a special note on the number 5 Splinter issue, which we also got signed by interior artist Wilson III. As we were talking to Peterson, though, about the cover of this, we knew before the convention that there were some Easter eggs up on the shelf. Some of them were actually obscured by the title sequence, but as you can see on the very top shelf, there's a box, and that has a Fugitoid label on it. Next to that is a Mouser head. Down on the shelf there's a Turtles book from the classic Kevin Eastman and Laird series. Another book is an IDW published book. The calendar there is from his favorite Chinese restaurant that he wanted to advertise. There's also a broken canister there on the shelf next to a fondue pot. And if you look down on Splinter's little beanbag he's sitting on, there's 4 patches there representing the 4 colors of the turtle bandanas, and over to the side is the red one, since Raphael was separated from them in the start. And so I've got to learn some interesting details about the artwork process and what goes into that.
Yeah. The micro series, the writing and the artwork, they're all done by different people. They're not done by the same people that do the main series, but it still ties in really, really well with the actual series, and it's still just a really good contribution to it. Just to show another thing, this is another print that I got from Duncan today. This was supposed to have been one of the original covers on the first few issues, but for some reason he says Nickelodeon just didn't like the fact that they were going after the pizza, and they were acting all crazy because they wanted that piece of pizza. But then I was like, that's what they are. They love pizza. I don't know why. I don't know where Nickelodeon's going with what they're thinking, but I thought that would have been a sweet cover to one of the issues.
Now, speaking of the micro series, we actually learned from Peterson. It's already been released that there's a Casey Jones and April O'Neil issues coming up, but he let us in on some information that there's another issue of the micro series of a character that hasn't been released yet.
And I tried my best to get him to tell me what it was. I even tried tricking him to say the info was already out, but he wouldn't buy it. We have no idea what character it is, he said, but it's really cool, and we'll like it. And I also talked to Duncan about upcoming characters that would be introduced in this series, and I was like, man, I really hope that there's at least some really old school characters like Bebop or Rocksteady, and his exact words are "Don't worry, they're on the way." So I'm really excited about that. So if you're an old school Turtle fan, you're going to like that too.
It was also really cool at his table. He had out the art for issue 11, which hasn't hit the shelves yet. So we got to take a sneak peek of what's going on. Oh yeah, and 12. We got to see what's going on in the next couple issues. He'll be taking a break after issue 12, but he said he would be back. Kevin Eastman's also supposed to take a break, but both of them are dedicated and they're going to stay the title as long as they can.
This is by far the coolest thing that I got at the convention. Dan Duncan, before he actually got the call that he was going to do all the art on the series, IDW contacted him. They was like, "Can you give us like 4 sample pages of your artwork just to see if we like your art and if we'll go with you?" So he did, and he said that he got a call after he did it. He didn't think that he would get it, and that IDW accepted his artwork, and they really liked it. Well, there's only 4 sample pages in existence, and today I bought one of those sample pages. This is the concept art for the first Raphael and Foot. I mean, not Raphael, but Leonardo and Foot Soldier. This was his first concept for the comic at all. You can see that the concept design for the Foot Soldier is much different than what it is in the series right now after reading it. But I couldn't pass it up. I thought that was so cool that he drew and inked it himself, and that this is actually sample 4 of 4. So this is the only one in existence, just like every other piece of comic original art. But I thought this was so cool, and it's pretty cool for me to add to my collection of stuff. So, but you need to read that series. See you later.
Later, YouTube.